Hi, I'm Doyle, and welcome back to my channel. I want to start today with a quote, believe it or not, from Plato. Not really known necessarily as the great philosopher, a great philosopher, but I do have philosophies. But the quote I'd like to read to you from Plato today is, "A good decision is based on knowledge and not on numbers." And I want to try to apply that to the world that we live in today and the circumstances that we're living under. Specifically having to do with the coronavirus and the COVID-19 pandemic that we're experiencing around the world. It's real easy sometimes to confuse the circumstances that we see around, right, and the information that we're getting. And I think it's pretty key to think about this quote from Plato, because I think it's very, very relevant to some of the conflicts, some of the discussions, the debates, the different points of view that are happening right now. We hear a lot of people say, follow the science. Listen to the scientists. Let's do what the scientists suggest. And a couple of points that I want to make. Number one, the scientists are basically providing numbers. They're providing what they believe to be facts based on their studies, their investigation, their experiments, their analysis. And I'm avoiding saying they are information, and I'm avoiding saying they are truth, and I'm avoiding saying they are knowledge, specifically for this reason. Science is not absolute. People think that it is. And they do experiments, and they do with different kinds of factors that influence the outcomes. And so by virtue of the fact that there are factors that can influence the outcomes, that tells you right now that there's a risk that there's misunderstanding, there's misapplication, misanalysis. Now, I'm not poo-pooing or trying to put down science in total. I'm not. What I'm trying to do is make a point about science and its role in getting to knowledge, right? And science is a part of the foundation on which information and knowledge can be derived. Let's talk for a minute about the couple of words I just mentioned, information and knowledge, and also facts or numbers. Let's equate numbers and facts together, because numbers are calculations, the results of calculations or measurements of some sort, and those are facts, those are empirical. The difference being science doesn't necessarily always come out with facts or numbers. They come out with results of some sort that in and of themselves don't tell us anything. A case in point, the infection rate of the COVID-19 virus and the death rates, they tell us some things, but they don't tell us everything. And this pandemic is more than just this disease. There are other aspects of it that have to be taken into account as well. I'm not saying that it's all one way of looking at it versus the other. It's all in concert. So when I hear someone say, listen to the science, I understand we should listen to the science, but the science doesn't make the decisions. The decisions are derived from the results of the science activities and the science measurements and the science experiments, and then the results that come from that then are turned into stipulated facts. And I say stipulated because it doesn't take but one thing to disprove them. And a case in point, the rapidity with which these vaccines that we're seeing be ready into the latter stages of testing have come out, that if without looking at the bigger picture, the longer range picture, we're only getting a partial set of results. And we're seeing that. Some of these vaccines are getting results that happen at a specific point in time after a duration or after some number of studies or some number of participants are involved. And so we have to be careful to say that science is not absolute. It is something that helps us drive toward facts, helps us drive toward information, but it is not the information in and of itself. Information is the conclusion, is the outcomes of taking the facts, the results, and measurements, and then drawing inferences and conclusions based on that to make decisions. And as Plato says, a good decision is based on knowledge. It's not on numbers, because numbers can be misleading. Numbers can be misstated, can be misspoken, no matter who you are. I'm not talking about politics here. I'm not talking about the things that are going on in the legal arena, anything like that. I'm really speaking specifically about the topic where people say, I'm going to listen to the science. And it's not just applicable to this pandemic, this coronavirus COVID-19 pandemic that we're experiencing. Things such as global warming, such as alternate power sources, all of those things. The science certainly helps and contributes to the ability to gather information from the results and the measurements that are taking place and draw inferences and conclusions in context of the knowledge. And the knowledge is what sets the humans apart from the rest of the living beings on earth, is that we can take information and we can draw conclusions, and then we can apply that information into decisions that are optimal at that particular moment, and hopefully in the long run. Why does this matter? I just get a little frustrated because people are digging their heels in, and they're making this binary. Either you listen to the scientists or you don't. And I don't think it's that simple, and I don't think it's that cut and dry. I don't think it's that black and white. I don't think it's that binary. I think it's much deeper than that, and it's much richer than that, and it's all in concert and in context of working together. And so, for what it's worth, I just kind of wanted to take a few minutes and share this perspective and this point of view, launching with a quote from Plato. I think I may try this as a launching point for other topics and points in future videos that I'll be recording and publishing. If you have any suggestions or ideas on things you'd like to hear, or if you have a quote specifically that you would like for me to speak on, let me know in the comments down below. If you have any responses or questions or opposition to what I've said here today about this quote from Plato and how I've taken it and kind of applied it into a modern set of circumstances that we're dealing with right now, that we're wrestling with, I'd love to hear what you have to say. Going forward, this is I think a good venue for a good method for me to share some of the thoughts that I have, some of the knowledge maybe that I have gained over the years of my life up to this point, and create a dialogue. Again, as I've said many times before, I would love to establish a dialogue with folks. I want to still learn. I'm not claiming to be the philosopher or a philosopher, but I do have perspectives and points of view, and I've lived and experienced some things, and I've gained a modicum of knowledge that I'd love to share. So I'd love to hear from your knowledge as well. So please take part and let me know. Until then, this is Doyle. Have a great day. God bless you.